brand. You get a brand. You get a brand. You get a brand. Everybody gets a brand. People always tell us, build your brand. You are your brand. But what does that even mean? How do we create a brand that people want to stick around with? How do we create a brand that people want to rock with? How do we even get to the place to where we can put our voices out there for the masses to really cling to us? All these gurus, they leading us wrong. But I'm going to show you today how to build and how to create your brand for 2022 and beyond. Let's go. Welcome to the Your Podcast Mentor Show with Jonathan Jones. Here you will learn how to start, launch, and monetize your podcast. In addition to hearing the latest trends and the latest and greatest things happening in the podcast industry. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to rock? Okay, so first and foremost, everybody, thanks so much for hanging out with me today on the Your Podcast Mentor Show. And the premise and the focus of this show is ultimately to help you establish your platform so that you can profit from your podcast. All right, so you can profit from this platform that you've built, that you've established, and that you've grown. So everybody out there watching the YouTube land, I salute you, catching the live stream, the live broadcast. Grateful for you, okay? And everybody who I'm currently giving you the audio experience, all right? If you have not subscribed to the channel, I would encourage you, just type in Jonathan Jones Speaks on YouTube, and then you can subscribe to our channel. Just a little bit of housekeeping first, family, housekeeping, because we're going to talk about, how do you create your brand? We're going to talk about that for sure. That's the topic of today's show. But I also want to let you know that we have a webinar coming up. And this is for all my speakers, all my coaches, all my consultants who are everywhere out there in, the online space, in the metaverse. We want to help you, right? We want to help you learn how to increase your leads. We want to show you how you can establish yourself as an authority in a space, and also help you increase your income, even with a small audience. And we're going to show you how to do all this through podcasting. So if you have not signed up for the webinar just yet, I would encourage you to go to getpaidwithpodcasting.com. This is for all my speakers or aspiring speakers, my coaches, and my consultants out there. You want to go to getpaidwithpodcasting.com because you don't want to miss that training. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. All right. So now let's go ahead and dive into the episode. And I wanted to cover this topic because I'm on a call, right? I was on a call this morning and I heard some people just trying to pinpoint which way their brand should go, trying to pinpoint how am I going to get more sales, trying to pinpoint ultimately how can we drive traffic to our brand. And I'm coming from a place of just being 6 years in business, right? So I've learned some things. I don't know everything, but I've learned some things over my time. And one of the biggest things that I've learned throughout the process of me building my brand, starting things, stopping things, starting things, doing something totally different, stopping something that I thought was successful. One lesson that I learned was, what do you want the people to feel? When it comes to you creating your brand, what do you want people to feel? And if you're watching on YouTube, you see I have an image on the screen of a Louis Vuitton store. You might not know my full story. I used to work at Coach some time ago where they sell purses. Right. And going into Coach, we have, we have the white layout, basically. Some of it was raised so that we can set the purses on top of the white layout, and it makes the colors really pop. And it gave a look with the lighting to where it was exquisite. However, the days when I would go on lunch and then I would walk down to the food court, I would pass the Louis Vuitton store. And then when I'm looking in, I'm trying to see what are they doing at Louis Vuitton? What makes Louis Vuitton stand out? You would see the people walking around wearing white gloves. First of all, I'm like, what? Y'all got the white gloves on? And then you would even see as individuals or potential clients came into the store, they would ask them, would they like a beverage? They had water, they had champagne. And I'm like, whoa, y'all next level. And then when they brought out a purse, when they brought out a bag and they said it was $25,000, when they said it was 5,000, 8,000, 10,000, 30,000, there was no question of why people would pay this amount. John, you talking about creating a brand. John, what are we doing? The reason I asked you, what do you want people to feel when they experience your brand is because for Louis Vuitton, when you go into the store, you feel like money. The associates are wearing tailored suits. The suits are clean cut from a quality fabric. You look around in the store and you see white backgrounds, and then you see bright lights. They want to highlight their product. They want to make sure that you can feel the quality when you walk into the store. So if you're in the process of creating your brand, think of what will people feel when they experience you? What will people feel when they purchase your product? Is it joy? Is it emotion? Is it an exquisite experience? All right, so that's the first thing we have to consider. What do you want people to feel? And then after we talk about feeling, because like I said, I was working at Coach. We didn't give that feeling that Louis Vuitton gave. The next thing we want to think about is, what do you want them to see? If you're watching the video, then you can see I have a picture of the Apple Store. I was in the Apple Store just 2 days ago because my laptop went down. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. And then as I'm looking around in the Apple Store, it just looks clean. Then we look up as I'm sitting waiting for the customer service tech to come address me. As I'm waiting for the customer service tech to come and address me, the one thing that I'm constantly seeing is, for one, I'm seeing Apple products all around. I'm seeing the MacBooks. I'm seeing the iMacs. I'm seeing the iPhones. I'm seeing the AirPods. I'm seeing their product all over the place. Product placement on 12,000, but why should I not? I'm in the Apple Store, right? Then on the screen, on this major screen, I'm seeing all the colors of the iPhone. I'm seeing them put language and say the different things and the features that you can do with the iPhone, with the Macs, and all these things. And then even in this picture that I pulled up on the screen, you see that the store appears to be closed because it's later at night. But you see two people outside of the store just looking in, probably pointing out, saying, oh, I'm going to get the new iPhone. Oh, I'm going to get the new MacBook. I'm going to get the new iMac. When people see your brand, on one hand, there's Apple, right? Clean, higher end. Imagine that you're busy today, so you're like, I don't have time to go to the Apple Store, so I can't sit in the store. I can't wait in line. I'm going to move around. I'm going to go somewhere else. Then you happen to see a young man up the street. They pop their trunk, and in their trunk, on the left side, you see iPhones. On the right side, you see Samsung phones. And then you see all these random cases in the middle. Which one has a healthier brand reflection for you and is more likely to get your money? The place that looks like money, the place that looks clean, the place that has an associate that has an earpiece in that's talking and it just seems like some Secret Service type stuff. Or are you thinking, well, I'm going to go over here with the guy who popped his trunk and who has the iPhones for sale? Mind you, there's a level of trust and credibility that comes with what you see. I personally don't know if I could trust that the gentleman who popped his trunk, if I buy an iPhone from him, do I even know that it's going to be in the box? Do I even know if there is a box? Do I know if this man found this iPhone? I don't know if I can trust that. And if I don't know if I can trust it, I'm not going to pay you a premium level. I'm not going to pay you a premium price. But if I go to Apple, I know I'm going to have to wait a little bit longer. But then when I get time to sit with an associate who can talk to me, figure out what my problem is, figure out what I'm trying to do, and then based on me giving them those credentials or giving that information, then they'll determine what product I may need. Yeah, I'm going to lean towards that because of what they can provide versus my man with the trunk popped. I don't know. I'm a visual person. So if I see you popping the trunk and trying to sell me the iPhone versus me being in the Apple store, they go in the back, take about 5 minutes, they bring it out because I know it was locked up, secured. No, it's never been tampered with. Probably gonna lean towards that. But then we gotta go a little bit deeper. I'm gonna go deeper. I want to go deeper with you now. Now I want to talk about what's your brand mission? What's the mission? In order to create a successful brand, you must get people to buy in on the mission. If people don't buy in on the mission, then you're just selling them on maybe the look, on maybe that single product. But if you get people to buy in on the mission, then ultimately you're going to have them for a longer amount of time. So this is creating a brand with longevity. If you want to create a brand with longevity, let's talk about Make-A-Wish. Let's just talk about the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And I went in and I pulled what is their mission statement, and it reads, Make-A-Wish creates life-changing wishes for children with critical illnesses. We seek to bring every eligible child's wish to life. A wish is an integral part of a child's treatment journey. Let's rewind and let's unpack this thing right here, because we have to make sure that we have a mission for our brand. It says we seek to bring, well, hold on. First of all, let's go back. Let's go back. Make-A-Wish creates life-changing wishes for children with critical illnesses. So they're letting you know that they want to create a life-changing experience, but they called it a wish. They called it a wish because a wish ties into it imagination, and imagination with the child goes hand in hand because they believe anything can happen, because there's a level of naivety in the child's mind, which nothing is wrong with. Okay. And then it says it's for children with critical illnesses. All right. So let's go the next step further. They're letting us know who the mission is geared towards. So if you have a heart for children, you might want to consider working with Make-A-Wish because they're geared towards helping children with critical illnesses. Next thing is right here. This is the bread and butter. That's why I highlighted it. It says we seek to bring every eligible child's wish to life. We seek to bring every eligible child. So that lets us know that they have a certain standard for the child or the children that they serve. So if you're an eligible child, you meet our standards, you meet our requirements, you're our target audience, you're our target client, then we want to bring your wish to life. So you meet our standard, that's one check. Which the standard I know is that this is a high level view of it, is a child that has a critical illness. That's a high level view of it. But then the other part is this: because a wish is an integral part of a child's treatment journey, integral, important, of high priority, right? So looking at the Make-A-Wish Foundation, they're saying we want to create a life-changing wish for a child with a critical illness. Make-A-Wish brings dreams to fruition. They make dreams become realities. So, like I said before, we're going to round this thing out with the recap, as you know we always do. But before we do that, I want to ask you this question. If you're watching on YouTube, I want you to comment below. Which of these three does your brand highlight the most? Which of these three does your brand highlight the most? And I'm going to recap those in a second. But if you're a speaker, if you're a coach, if you're a consultant, you need to be in this webinar. I can't say it any other way. I'm going to show you how to leverage podcasting to help you increase your leads. I'm talking about explode them. Stupid. Okay. Increase your leads. I want to show you how to establish your platform and be the authority, the go-to expert in your space. And then lastly, show you how to generate a level of income, even if you have a small audience. Okay. Even if you have a small audience. So now what we're going to do the recap. I got to give you the Cliff Notes version. Today we talked about how to create a brand. And this is how to create a brand with longevity in 2022 and beyond. The first thing that we have to take into account is, what do you want people to feel when they come in contact with your brand? What are they feeling? What is the feeling that your brand evokes within that individual? The second thing is, what do you want them to see? Do you want them to see you as a discounted, budgeted brand? Or do you want them to see you as premium, the upper echelon of blank industry? Right? What do you want them to see? The next point was, what's the brand's mission? If your brand does not have a mission, then you can't expect to build a successful brand. What do you want them to see? What do you want them to feel? And then what's your brand's mission? If your brand has a mission, then you're giving them a directive. You're letting them know what to do. Make-A-Wish, they let you know that you can give. Make-A-Wish lets you know that you can support a family. But if you're not showing up with the mission, people don't know what to do. They don't know what to follow. If you don't give them something to see, something to experience with their eyes, they're not going to know what to do. Because like, oh, this isn't very appealing. I'm out. And then the feeling, you want to give them something to feel. Make it real for the people. Make it real. Family, that wraps up this episode of the Your Podcast Mentor Show. We talked about ultimately how to create a brand. And you need those essential elements. And if you're a speaker, you're a coach or a consultant, like I said, you need to be in the webinar. Just go to getpaidwithpodcasting.com. We got the link down below in the show notes. But until next time, family, I'm Jonathan Jones. the host of the Your Podcast Mentor Show. And the premise of this show is to help you build your platform so that ultimately you can profit from your podcast. Until next time, family, peace and God bless.